Mike, talk to the crowd. What's next?
Good night, quick venia. What Ingen said, East versus West, 15 November 2nd. It's not just me coming. I got the power of Christ behind me.
Michael Todd!
Everyone will move.
Yeah, babe.
We're live.
No way.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Yes, we are. So a lot is going on right now. We're getting ready for King of the Table.
Right.
We just got back from an event in Florida.
Right.
Florida, our friends down there have been hit with a Category 4
It
hurricane.
made landfall before.
Yeah. So absolutely prayers going out for all our friends there in Florida. Hope you're all doing well. And those all the way up through Georgia that are continuing to get hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was tracking it for a minute, but I hadn't tracked it since it hit land.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Sarah was okay, and Moody was out of power for a little bit. I think he's all right now. I don't know.
All right. So we got Phil Woody on.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Tall Paul Hutchins Jr., Caleb
happening?
Williams is on. Guys, it's a good time to go ahead and share this stream, send out some text, tell everybody to jump on because we want to discuss King of the Table 12.
King of the Table 12.
Yeah, speaking of, I got to have a discussion right now about y'all. Did I name this kid correctly or not?
My God. Yeah, he looks like
The gorilla. Right? Look at his noggin.
Yeah, that's a big head.
It's a big head.
Dude, seriously. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's a big head.
I mean, Camille's not a small fella. You know?
No, he's not. He is not at all. But
Yeah,
so
big boy.
are you excited? Are you excited to watch him tomorrow?
Corey? Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch the press conference?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
But yeah, he's strong right now, so it's a big deal match for sure.
Yeah, so Phil Woody, thank you so much for that super chat. Gotta say, I love this OG area of the Monster Factory. It is the
Right.
best for live streaming, turns out, because the sound. Hey,
Is my forearm almost as big as
you know, when we have the next Monster Factory, because we're getting closer to being done, guys, meaning the gym build is getting closer to being done. When we have the next Monster Factory, what if Robert put us up back here
we could?
and we had a,
Oh yeah,
we had the monitor?
That's actually not bad
That's not a bad idea at all.
because we're way away from I mean, all the action would be up there. We'd have that's actually not a bad
Right,
idea.
because there's not the echo down here. I think that would actually be a good
actually could be
idea. A good idea.
And it's far enough from the screaming and yelling that it wouldn't mess up the.
Right. Well, we could also always put up soundboards in front of us.
Yeah, we could do that.
You know.
Not a bad idea.
Seraphim says, "Big head, bigger beard." Corey West, we were just showing your noggin.
Bruh.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
bro.
That side by side, the face off with you and Camille, your head is huge.
For real.
Skull games.
For real. Yes,
Skull games.
skull games. I don't know if Corey saw it. Corey, let me show you. We got to look at this. Dude.
That's crazy.
All right. So, congratulations going
Yes,
out
sir.
to the gorilla because
And
there's
Kia,
about
congratulations,
yes.
yeah.
Well, I was fixing to say
Oh,
he's getting himself a Mrs. Gorilla.
he's getting a Mrs. Gorilla.
Super excited about that. So
Right.
excited. And boy, did he do it right.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
I didn't know you had it in you.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. And that ring was so pretty
Yeah,
too.
it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool thing for sure.
So we got the Drew 24 is on. Caleb, what part of Kentucky are you in? He said Kentucky is parts of it is without power right now.
Oh,
He's
wow.
in Lexington. So wow, guys, I saw Michael Moody, which is where we were.
Yeah, just said he was out of power.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said
out
that.
of power down there too, as well. But
I think they got it back now.
yeah.
I thought so. I don't know.
Yeah. So, everybody, have you gotten your pay-per-views? Phil, could you drop that link down in the comments? We need you to get that pay-per-view for King of the Table. And they had a announcement today.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That they usually don't do
No, man.
until after when it's over. But this news broke. And so, what do you think?
Well, I personally think it's a crazy matchup unless Eddie's back there training with Neil and the UK guys because every time they played around the table, Brian kills him.
Right.
And
now Brian's been training for real.
Yeah.
So why would you expect anything different?
He's a very focused person when he's training. So I would assume he's made quite a bit of progress already. To me, the match didn't make any sense, but I mean, it's definitely going to get pay-per-view buys.
Well,
and I think that's the reason they announced it today.
I think that to the arm wrestlers in the know, it doesn't make sense, but possibly to that community that we have.
Well, just
really
like the whole
broken
community
into.
wanted to watch them box. Now
Right.
they're going to watch them arm. I mean, it's going to do pay-per-view buys. I mean, and it's actually going to be a good indicator of how crossover athletes coming over to arm wrestling, kind of like celebrity boxing. So this is technically celebrity arm wrestling. You know what I mean?
Do they know what you're talking about?
Yeah,
They don't.
They may not. So they just announced it for King of the Table 13, December 14th. Brian Shaw will have his first match versus Eddie Hall. So, like I said, we've seen it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I think it's going to do crazy pay-per-view buys.
You know, Eddie did learn something from a certain
No, it
monster.
wasn't Brian Shaw fighting. It was Thor fighting Eddie.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it was more interesting, because they really had beef. Brian and Eddie are friends.
Right.
You know, so I don't know.
But what I'm saying is,
Oh.
you did show Eddie a few things there at.
Yeah, but that was before, and he still lost to him last time. Last time they practiced on the table, he didn't do any of the stuff I showed him. So I have messaged them both, since I saw that come out. But
Edwards Arm Wrestling says, "Oh shit, did I miss the Brian versus Eddie announcement? That's awesome. Hope Eddie has been training in secret. Me too. He's going to need to.
yeah, I
have
mean,
been.
seriously, because Brian has he already has all the advantages, and now that he's actually training specifically for arm wrestling, it puts Eddie at a huge disadvantage.
Hello,
hey,
Misha.
You look at the camera, Misha.
Getting his camera
He
time.
definitely is. Hey,
Get off the
hey, buddy. Come here. So, what's super
Big
chat,
old
baby?
cat. All right, so
here, buddy.
F Nation 201 says, if Kamil beats Morozov, then that further proves how good MMT is right now. Trust the process.
So
well,
that's
I guess
what
we might as well.
that's what we're going to talk about. So
Do you want to get into that right now?
might as well.
All right, so for those of you who did not know what all happened, Misha.
Alex Gardeccia got injured. He had to back out of his match with Morozov. And then Devin offered to pull him, and also Kamil offered to pull Morozov. So the match ended up being chosen. Kamil was the opponent. So now Kamil is pulling Corey West left-handed and Morozov right-handed. So two things. One is, who's he pulling first? Because the way they did the press conference, it looks like he's pulling Corey first.
Right after the other is what it looked like.
Well, that can't be. No one's
It
doing
can't
that.
be,
No
right?
one's doing that.
Okay, so the interview that I did last night, Henry said that he
Heard that they were
had
gonna be
just
first
been
match.
told that they were going to be the first match.
Right.
Um,
Morozov versus Kamil.
yes, but it's also the co-main event.
I know. It was the co-main event when it was Gardeccia.
They announced it today as the co-main
Yeah,
event.
but that's Ozzy. Maybe he's just repeating what was in the thing originally. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if it's a co-main event, that means it's after Corey pulls. So it's confusing to me.
Very
'Cause
confusing.
Here's the deal.
Do any of you know?
I don't necessarily. I mean, I think to beat Corey, he's going to have to run over Corey. You know what I mean? If it's not a dominant, just flash pin victory, I see Corey being in that match seriously.
Isn't that how Kamil usually wins his matches, though?
Yeah, and
Flash pins.
that's when I knew pulling him. I was in a very good spot because I didn't think he could flash me, and I hadn't seen a long game from him, so I was pretty confident when the match stopped because I knew he'd gas.
Yeah.
So that being said, your comment, your super chat, much appreciated, and that's exactly it. This is going to tell me a lot. So this could be really good for me, or essentially really bad. And let me tell you what I mean by really bad. First, if Morozov runs him over like Medashenko ran him over, then my thoughts about how much he has improved since Medashenko, beating Dave, and goes out the window. So that takes away from my confidence as to where I believe I'm at now.
Oh,
going
shit.
into
Are you
Gennady.
kidding?
No, 100%. How could it not? It's,
Okay, you're not watching it, and nobody's
that's-
allowed to give
No,
us
I'm
any
100%
results.
watching it because Corey's on the card. That's the whole point. I think I pulled a very strong Kamil. I genuinely believe that the Kamil that I pulled, I feel like he's capable of beating a handful of people in the top 10. This is a test. We're going to find out, right? So, if he pulls Morozov fresh and loses, I feel like that looks bad for me.
Okay.
Like, it could affect my confidence.
Loses, or what if it's a war? What if it's a war? What if it's a 4-3?
That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, if he loses, like he gets destroyed.
Okay.
If he loses and gets destroyed, it's really bad for me and probably for my confidence. If he pulls Corey first and they have a war and then he gets blown away by Morozov, it doesn't really, that's not that big of a deal to me because people don't understand how hard it is to pull at that level on one arm and then a little bit later pull on the other arm. So that won't have the same effect. But if it's a war, if it's 4-2, 4-3, he gets some wins and then he's in dogfight, that's great. You know, that's still good for me.
Means he's right in the mix.
Yeah, and I beat him, so that's good. Now, if he beats Morozov,
Real good.
that's real good. That lets me know that, hey, I am at a level, maybe not my all-time prime level, but, you know, moving towards that. So that's what this, so this could have very good implications on where I'm at, or it could be like some sort of weird reality check that I just don't think is accurate, because I honestly think I'm strong right now. I think I'm pretty strong, and I know I'm stronger. I'm already stronger now than I was when I pulled Kamil, and I still have 4 more weeks of training.
And that's with having diverticulitis.
Yeah, that's.
Did you guys see the video I
If you
just
saw
put
the
out
video
today?
we just put out today, had a tough week. Lost 10 pounds. Had missed a lift. Was fortunate enough to be able to get the lift. Even getting the lift after the week, I don't think I was at my strongest yet, because I think I'm still feeling the ramifications of the diverticulitis and low caloric intake and all that stuff. But I do think I'm on the mend. So as of right now, the lift I did today was 0.25 pounds heavier than what I did on my last. I'll release it on Instagram and Facebook tomorrow. 0.25 pounds heavier than the last pronation lift I did leading into Kamil, and I still have 4 more weeks. So that's a good sign. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I like Morozov a lot. So I don't want to be voting like against him, but obviously it's better for me if Kamil has an impressive performance against him. But yeah, I don't know. So you and I hadn't even talked about it, but think about it. If he gets beat badly, fresh, then how would it not affect my confidence?
Why would it?
Beat badly, fresh versus like.
Where's your confidence come from?
I don't even understand your question.
Where is your confidence coming from?
Oh, I mean, I believe by faith and everything that I got going into this, but I need to be.
It's not about you, is it?
You're not listening.
It's about your work.
I'm putting in the work, right?
So why would your confidence be shaken?
Because I'm human, and that's what happens. Like, it doesn't matter how much faith you have or whatever. Situations like this could definitely set you back and make you think, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. But like I said, the whole point is, I don't think that's the case. I really think he's going to be in the match. I think he has a good chance of winning the match, but I don't think he'll win if he pulls Corey first.
Okay, someone says down here that they think he's pulling Corey first.
Yeah, I think so too.
Corey's on here. Corey, answer. Are you pulling Kamil first, or is Morozov pulling Kamil first? Fronation 201, styles make matches too. Stay confident.
It's not even about styles make matches.
Yeah.
I thought I was strong enough to go press for press on the go. Now, maybe I would have been, but I mean, I decided after that false start hit by him, I'm like, I'm not going to try to meet him there now. I'm going to go outside. And then I wore him out that way and then flashed him, right? If Matyshenko, if Morozov can grab him and just throttle him like Matyshenko did, that would mean, in my opinion, that he has not improved since Matyshenko. Uh-huh. But so you got to look at it like this: did the Dave Chafee that Morozov beat 3-2 was the same Dave Chafee that Kamil beat 3-0? Was that the same Dave Chafee, or had Dave Chafee declined by that point? Right. So because the only 2 matches we have to show, or the only match we have to show, is the fact that Kamil beat Dave Chafee 3-0, Morozov beat Dave Chafee 3-2 after Chafee beating the first 2 rounds. And that also lets you know that Morozov isn't as fast as Kamil, because Morozov got taken over by Dave, who's not super fast, in first 2 rounds, where Dave got shoulder press, drove in on him all 3 rounds. It's interesting. It really is.
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
John Augustin, this is what I was trying to point out. Don't let the enemy put fear and doubt in your mind, monster. The devil is a liar.
Brother. Amen, brother. Yeah,
liar.
The thing is, this whole path is like, I think is one that where the Lord's working through me in a way that is proven to the world that all things are possible through Christ. But as a human being, you still have that, like, it's hard not to see the outside world and see what's happening and not momentarily have it affect your confidence. I didn't say it's going to long-term affect my confidence. I just said it's not ideal. But like I said, I'm already stronger than I was when I pulled Kamil.
Benji Mac, hey,
what's up? Yeah, man. I appreciate the support, guys. I'm excited to see the match. I'm excited to see Corey do his thing. And there's a lot of good matches on the card also. The whole height difference between, Auden at like 6'3" and Korean Hulk at 5'5", that's crazy difference. I mean, but the size of Korean Hulk's insane. So that's going to be one that's really going to be interesting to see. Will the leverage and trickiness of Auden outweigh the just sheer power and, experience of Korean Hulk? So that's going to be an interesting match as well. Are you messaging, babe?
I'm messaging Corey.
Oh, did he not answer?
He has not answered on here yet. He might have just
Well, it's
hopped
late
on.
there, too, though. It's it's 1 a.m., 1:15.
Oh, go to bed, Corey. You got to well, actually, it might be good for him to stay up tonight and sleep tomorrow and then wake up in time to go to the thing.
Right.
Because the matches in, in Istanbul, they start at 7 in Istanbul, don't they, when we're there? No, we usually have to be there like 5.
I don't know.
5 or 6. And then they start 7 or 8 in Dubai when we're there.
Right.
So, and then you're arm wrestling late into the night. Dalen Martin says, shout out from right there, arm wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, I will mispronounce that for sure.
I would definitely mispronounce that. And Alcium says, good luck, Corey. You're looking super massive.
He's a big boy.
So let's talk about the matches. Now, I know that...
On that note, I think we measured Corey's wrist. Well, I know we measured it.
Yeah.
And I can't be sure, but I think it was 10 inches.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And Corey and I used to have, I think when he started training, we had like an 8 1/4, and I had an 8 1/2. And then we had 8 3/4, and then 9, and then I hit 9 1/2, and I went back, and then I think he...
What are you now?
9 1/2.
Okay.
So Corey has a 10-inch wrist now. It's insane. That's big boy wrist. Levon's 11, but a 10-inch wrist is huge.
MMT is hurt his shoulder and was on liquids and lost in pounds. His shoulder's not. Did you say your shoulder's hurt? No, his shoulder's not hurt. His shoulder's
Why
good.
did I say I'm hurt? Who said I'm hurt?
That's what just someone was saying.
I just read something on YouTube, someone saying my shoulder needs work. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's describing some weird way to train my shoulder, and I'm like,
oh, yeah. He was on clear liquids.
Yeah.
Like he was eating popsicles and Gatorade, guys, for 3 days.
Man, when I finally had that broth, though.
And lost 10 pounds, and that was because of diverticulitis. But he needed that week off from training for recovery anyway.
But it probably was because of the diverticulitis.
Yeah.
It all came back to that, really, because
Yeah.
the diverticulitis fatigue and then just, my body not being able to absorb its nutrients the way it's supposed to definitely affected my strength gains. But like I said, I'm already stronger, so that's
So
good.
tell me how this match between Morozov and Kamil affects rankings.
Okay, so you guys tell me y'all's opinion. So the way it looks right now, my match with Kamil was 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. So that win would have to factor into anything he does now because it's been 7 weeks. So he knows. So if he was to beat Morozov, in my opinion, he would be more above Morozov, but I would move above him.
There's no way he should be moving ahead
Above
of
me,
you.
huh? The match was too close. Like it's too recent, and it was 3-0.
Yeah.
So you would have to, like, let's say, where is Morozov? I think he's 7th or 8th.
I'm pretty sure Ingen would see it that way, but those experts,
They would see it the same.
the experts seem to.
It would not be rational to not count a match that was 7 weeks ago.
He might have shown a picture of himself looking really buff.
Yeah. So Artem is number 8 on the overall top 15 world rankings. Now,
Artem.
these are supposedly by Artem Morozov.
8th.
So
On the top.
these are supposedly by,
Experts.
I don't know who the 5 experts are, but these are the rankings that have been around for a long
I
time.
think it says on there who they are.
I don't care. So that would put me at 8th, Kamil at 9th, Artem at 10th. If Kamil pulls it off. Now, on the East versus West rankings,
Which is what we really care about.
he is 9th because they got
Gennadi's still on.
Gennadi's still on there, right?
Right.
So he's ranked 9th on the East versus West rankings, which would put Kamil at 10th. Me at 9th would move Morozov off.
Okay.
He'd put him at 11th. That's how I believe it would go. I mean, if he wins, it would be unreasonable. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense to not move me ahead of whoever. If he beats Morozov, to put me ahead of Morozov as well. Now styles do make matches, but what was going on was I was actually offered this match 3 weeks into my prep.
You were.
Yeah, so what was it, 4 weeks ago?
You were offered Morozov.
I was offered Morozov at this event. And I was like, dude, it's disrespectful to Gennady, in my opinion, for me to take a match.
Well, because you had already accepted that
I'd already
match.
accepted Gennady. I mean,
and he's training for you.
Well, I was already 3 weeks into my prep, or at least 2.5 weeks into my prep.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, dude, I can't let Gennady have a full 12-week camp and me pull and then only have, because it's only 5 weeks. I would only have 4 weeks and a week off.
Yeah, you're going to need all your
And
guns.
wouldn't it be 4 weeks? I'd have a week to recover.
Right.
3 weeks of serious training and a week off. So, I mean, I couldn't, that would not have been the, oh no. So, and then East versus West is November 2nd. King of the Table is December 16th. Ingen mentioned, if I beat Gennady, that possibly I would pull the winner of Gajecha Morozov. That was an option. That was something that was mentioned. And then,
That wouldn't make sense if it was
Kamil.
Kamil, yeah.
And then there was also maybe pull the winner of Kalinchenko Svekov or
Wait for
Vitaly Zornov, because they're pulling November 2nd. But I don't think Vitaly could come to the U.S. So I don't remember. But, I don't know. So, yeah, I would like to pull, I like Morozov. I think I would fare well against him. I think he's a very strong arm wrestler. I just think, I'm in good form right now.
Okay. John Augustin, thank you so much again for another super chat, sir. What are your current measurements, Monster? You're looking massive on camera.
So the last time I measured my right arm cold, just flexing like that, just over 21 and a quarter. We did a bicep tricep workout with BFRs on a couple weeks back, and first time in my life I hit a 22-inch measurement. Forearm is just over 18 pumped. Wrist is 9.5. Like I said, right now, dressed like this, I'm only like 290 because I'm still down like 8 to 10 pounds. 290. Yeah, I was 92 earlier, and I'm already down to 290. So.
Alice M says your lifts are incredible. Honestly, he's just very, very focused, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they translate too. So like,
well, everything you're doing translates.
In the video that we put out today, the 220 for 5 on pronation gauge back pressure, and you go back and look at right before I was getting ready to pull Frank, a single was very, very, very difficult. And I felt like I did that 5 in a way that I probably could have got 5 more reps out of it. I could have done 10 reps with it. So that pronation gauge back pressure is very serious. The fact that my cup has improved so much. My cupping prior to Kamil was I did 140 pounds for 50. And then we came back home, and it was like 15 days after the match with Kamil or something like that. I did a 145 for 50. Then the next day I started back and I did 130.
Maybe you drink.
130 for 7 days and 135 for 7 days, 140 for 7 days, and then I was sick and I went ahead and jumped to 45, went to 50, and I've done that 4 days now. So I really think
want you guys to see this cuteness at the end of our table. Go ahead.
Yeah, Misha looking ridiculous. But yeah, so I think I'll hit a 55, multiple times, like I guess 6-7 days the week of the 5th, and then go to 160 for 50 reps. I mean, there's a good chance I actually hit a 65 or 70 per set of 50 for multiple days in a row.
All righty then.
So that'll be by far my cup. Think about that. If I do a 170, hypothetically.
Camille's on.
Hey, there he is. Yeah, so no good luck against Corey, really good luck against Morozov.
Hey, Kamil. So thank you for answering that. And I can actually see why you would want it that way, because that match is a rankings match.
It 100% makes. They're both rankings. I mean, it's for him to move up the ranking.
Left.
Well, he's ranked left ahead of Corey.
Yes.
He's not ranked in the top 10, right?
Right.
Or 15,
so,
whatever.
So that would get him.
No,
in
it's a
there.
huge match. It's a huge opportunity. So
Yeah.
it makes a ton of sense for when the opportunity was presented to him to take it.
Right.
And I think it makes more sense, honestly, for him to have the match versus Devin because Devin's pulling 105 in 5 weeks. I mean, pay-per-view sales probably would have went up had it been Devin, but
It makes more sense for the rankings among the.
A lot more sense if you're trying to find out where people actually stand in the super
promotion.
heavyweights. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely good luck to you. Like I said, I love Morozov. He's awesome, but
Of course, you want him to win.
that would be great.
You want Camille to win, yes.
I mean, Kamil could just go beat everybody. I could sit back for a few months, let Kamil beat everybody. That'd be great.
MMT, are you currently in or soon to be in the strongest form of your life? This is from Hawaii Dispenser. What do you dispense? Because you got a bunny picture.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is that Playboy magazines?
That's definitely not a Playboy.
Tanning beds? Are we talking?
Yes. So
What do you got?
I get asked this question a lot, or I just get people making that statement a lot that I'm in my best form ever. And I'm not the strongest I've ever been. I've benched way more than this. I've deadlifted way more than this. I've curled more than this. Just my arm wrestling specifics have never been strong. Now, that's great for me in regards to continually on this journey going towards what I want is overall number one in the world. I need all these arm wrestling specific strengths to continue to improve, right?
Yep.
But I still believe I have to have that raw power to match Levon once the match stops, right?
You have to have power.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm very disappointed in my bench right now. I almost tore my pec 3 weeks ago. I felt it like it's about an inch off my chest. Is 420 attempt, and which shouldn't have been any problems. And right as it came down, right before I started to push up, I felt not a zipper feel, but like right before you feel the zipper feel.
Like a little cramp.
Oh
almost.
my God! I was like, get it. I just quit lifting.
That's good.
It was just gonna lay on my chest. I was good.
Y'all, do you have the video of when
my pec
it
tore?
tore?
Yeah. But
So
I almost ripped my junk off because the guy couldn't catch the weight. So
Michael tosses
I hit a 480, and I was going to do 405 for 8 because the week before I did a 470 and 405 for 7. The third rep at 405, my right pec tears, and I just toss it off of me. It lands on my thigh. It almost cuts my junk. Lands on my thigh and flips off onto the floor. But I mean, there was no other way for me to get off of it, get underneath it. I mean, there were collars on it, so I couldn't get out from underneath it. It wasn't going to slide out.
So what if Kamil is still on here, and since for your selfish purposes you want him to do well, what would be your advice? Not that he needs it. But
Just
what
do
would
it.
it be?
Do his move. His move's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, just everything he's doing is right.
Did you hear Morozov thinks that his press is stronger than Kamil's?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think we might be proved wrong.
Could be wrong. Yeah.
I don't think it is, and he's longer.
Uh-huh.
He's longer than Kamil is, so I don't think he generates. I don't think he can be as compact as Kamil is. And what Kamil does that's different than anyone I've ever pulled is his setup pressure is so strong that it feels like you're being pushed out of the center already.
Like you can't get
Yeah,
comfortable
like
here.
I wanted to be here so that I could press with him the first round, and it felt like his hand height was higher, and I felt like I was underneath him. But it's because he takes that weight and just sits there and holds it like this, that his setup position is so tight.
So are you working this?
I was until you told me to quit doing everything because I'm gonna hurt myself.
No, I told you to quit trying to do heavyweight.
Heavyweight's how you get strong.
No, so you're not doing this that you said you needed to do for Gennady.
Baby, I just got back. When? So yeah, leave me alone.
But you've been doing everything else,
Yeah, been doing everything else.
but not that.
What happened when I got home? Did some weirdos mess up my weight?
So you've been doing everything else.
Yeah. I'm not doing it until I get back. I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'm not doing it until we get back. When we get back Wednesday, I'll start doing it. So Lars is coming. I picked Lars up Thursday night, and he'll be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll take him back Wednesday. So we have like 6 good days of training.
Alcyon's outside his shoulder. What does he say? Morozov can hook. So he's got to be able to avoid getting hooked outside his shoulder. Victor says, Michael, do you believe you were your best in 2011, 2014? I think you're your best now. But you were pretty dang hot in 2011, 2014. That,
Listen,
y'all, that was
I didn't lose a single
when we
round.
met up till we got married.
I didn't lose a single round for over 3 years.
Right.
I mean, I never got pinned one time, and I pulled.
And that became a thing for you.
I pulled everyone. Like
Yeah.
I pulled every. I mean, I Bush Carr 6-0, Lupke's 6-0, Lupke's 3-0, Dave Chafee 3-0, Jerry Cutterette 3-0, Sergey Tokarev 6-0.
And what size for those pads?
6-0, 7x7s.
Those were 7x7 pads, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a single round
Never
did you
lost
lose.
a single round. The only time I lost a round was the UAL
8
when the two gentlemen collaborated against me.
Yes, to
Like,
lay down to each other.
Like, we
so they
can't
could be
beat you,
fresh
so
for
let's
you.
just lay down each other and see if we can't wear them out. We'll split the money. So yeah, that was my first loss in over 3 years. But
Mark, right. All we needed to hear is Rebecca's right. That inside strength is a great addition to your arsenal.
yeah, I mean, are you talking about this setup pressure thing? Yeah, that I got it set up now for that.
Because that's what you said you needed.
Yes, but I just told you that I hit the damn thing on it, and I've got to trim all the metal off. I don't have a grinder. Like, unless I get a different pulley system, which I just replaced the pulley system. So what happened was, you watched the video.
Okay, so I'm just going to play
As I'm
devil's-
going to pin it, the cable hits the lip, and it stops my progress. Right?
Oh, wait. You're talking about the Todd Hutchins thing.
That's side pressure. There's a whole side pressure thing.
So you are working that.
Yeah. I just wasn't doing it from the original angle that I was going for. I was just taking a handle and just setting up here just for setup training,
Yeah.
which I do need to start that back.
Yeah.
I think I just had some animosity towards that setup after Tuesday. I was pretty pissed about it. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I have to. So what I have to do to make that work for me is I literally have to, because there's an angle iron piece on the bottom, right? So you saw the pieces of wood stacked, so they wouldn't, because it won't sit flat. I'm going to have to cut that angle iron off and put another piece of plywood next to it so that it sits flat there, which gives me another 1.5 inches probably. And then maybe cut off the whole thing, which takes about 5 more inches off of it so that it doesn't hit. Because what happened is I'm going sideways because it was swinging, because I pinned it so hard the first time, threw it out of whack. When I went to go, it hit the thing and stopped my progress.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't care. Just want you to do what you're supposed to do to be ready for the match. That's it.
I have to have the setup.
All right. But, okay, we're not going to fight on camera. But I do have to ask you.
Are we fighting off camera?
No. I do have to ask you.
All right.
Is that the only way you can train that move? Like, the only way
That's the only way I can train it with.
in arm wrestling ever?
It's the only way I can train it with enough weight. That's why I have it. Because I'm stronger than the cable crossover because it's 2 pulleys.
So can't you do multiple reps with a lighter weight?
Did I not just say static? Static hold? Static hold. Static
Okay,
hold.
this is-
That's we hold statically. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
He's not going to win because I'm a little bit pissy today.
Yeah,
all right?
it's all right,
I haven't
yeah.
had enough guard time.
I told
and
you. I
relieving
mean,
it.
I'm fucking I'm worn out. Even doing it now, I'm exhausted. I mean, we got home and I trained Tuesday. I had to take off Wednesday. We had the adoption on Wednesday, but how exhausted was I on
Oh,
Wednesday?
yeah, guys.
I'm a dad.
He's a daddy.
But yeah, I mean, it's I'm just doing the work, man. It's a lot, and I'm just trying to get healthy again. You know,
Carl Superman Stanley is on.
My
Dustin
man,
Hauser.
what's up?
of
Congratulations,
course,
awesome
They're
performance.
still. He says no more Gennady. You,
Of course, yeah.
I don't know when you jumped in, but of course that's Michael's match, November 2nd.
Yeah.
So.
So we were 36 days right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 36 days.
Yeah, I want to talk though about, because I know that you and Corey did your predictions. I want to
I have
talk
no
with-
idea what we said.
Yeah, I want to talk with you about the card. Now there is the match that we don't know. We don't know who they are.
Yeah, I
So we cannot talk intelligently about that. So we are going to
Thank you.
opt out for that one. What'd you say?
Congratulations. I'm sure it's about the adoption.
Oh yeah. So it was really cute. And I made, according to my granddaughter, the cake that I made was an infinity on a scale to 10. She said it was really good. Time for Rebecca to stand on the weight stack.
There you
Team
go.
Monsters.
The thing upstairs is, like I said, I had everything set up. That's upstairs is going to be my arm wrestling training space, and then I couldn't get stronger because it's 200-pound stack with double pulleys, so I couldn't get stronger than 100 pounds. So that's when everything I got to start doing this, because they don't want to have free weights upstairs on the second floor because it slams down or something. I didn't want to do that.
Margaret said, "Did you see Sarah's pull to her chest today? Her and Gabby put out a
Yeah,
video.
they did. I didn't watch it yet.
Something to bring your pec into your inside power. Now you're still doing pec deck.
Pec decks every week.
Okay.
So listen, the thing is, no one in arm wrestling has a stronger transitional press than me. No one. So that's all pec decking pressure. Now, do I need it to be stronger to get to Levon and some of these guys? Yes. But training specifically these movements are great, and I do want to add them in, but I've made it as far as I did already with not ever having anything other than just doing pec decks and traditional chest movements, because I know how to arm wrestle. Like, I know how to translate it to the tables. And the people who try to come from an outside move or any position into a press who don't pec deck into that position are doing it wrong. Because you're giving up some sort of center. But yeah, I haven't got to watch that. I saw some stuff they were doing, and it all, like, I sit there and watch it, and I feel like, hey, I should just be in the gym all day long. But I'm just not fully recovered yet.
No,
so,
and you have to be fully recovered. So this is these.
But they're all definitely things I'll be checking out to potentially add for my next prep or my next prep.
This 4-day trip is coming at a good time. I think you need the time off. Actually, it's 3 days training.
Well, I won't train Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, but I'll be back Wednesday training.
Yeah, okay. He says, I believe in pec deck. Great addition is what Mark Wright says. So let's talk about the matches, though. So we've got Auden and the Korean Hulk. Now, I did not. That's the first time I've seen them together.
Huge, right? Like,
what
crazy,
the
crazy.
heck? It's like the kid was saying last night. It's like Barbara and Gabriella.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby 5'2", Barbara 6'2", or whatever. So
what a difference!
Yeah, and this is
so what that
inches.
match should have showed you, according if you could move that to this match, the height and the leverage doesn't always mean everything, because Gabby had her dead to rights the first two matches.
First two were amazing, and then the round 3, she just
blew up.
Yeah, well, maybe Barbara changed something, but she was close. But then that lever did take it. Having to contain that lever those first 2 rounds, and the thing about Auden is he's going to be way trickier than Barbara and pumping that hand. So, and the thing is, technically, they could just slip go the strap, and Korean Hulk may have enough just Todd Hutchins style pressure this way to pin out, because if the strength gap is too big, it doesn't matter.
So is Auden going to have to come down?
Well, there'll be obviously because of the height, but he will still be able to generate. I mean, and the thing is, he's going to be doing so much pressure into his hand in the set. Who knows how long that match is going to take to start? I mean, they're geniuses when it comes to that shit.
Well, I think my prediction last night was that if they're anywhere close in strength,
then Auden will win.
Yes, Auden will win, because he should be way more technical.
Well, yeah, and he's young, he's healthy, it's a win-win situation for him. I mean,
and on the press conference, the Korean Hulk said he was a little nervous about Auden's hand and his size. He was not expecting it to be like it was when they gripped up. So there you go.
RBJ versus Nugo, huge difference there in size too. Hand size is insane, but Nugo's ridiculously strong. So if it does go the strapper into a hook, now the thing is,
we saw in WAL that RBJ did pull off a strap pull very well. That was his last match at the WAL. He had been training for the strap match, and he did great.
What are you talking about?
At WAL. Everyone says that RBJ's not good in the strap.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter. And he may not have been at the time, but I'm sure he's practiced since then. That's been a while. Point is, everybody looks at RBJ's hand and think that's the only thing he can do. But his arms are like 20 plus inches. So the guy has a lot of arm power too. And he's freakishly strong, genetically gifted. He's just going to have to want it more than Nugo, in my opinion.
Have you guys seen the video on our channel when we were on the tour? Now, it was several days into the tour, and Michael had pulled multiple days in a row, dozens of people.
I think it was 7 days in, and I had practiced 6 out of 7 days or something like that. But
dozens of people, but still, they had so much fun. Him and RVJ on the table. And
it's on his deck. Yeah.
And RVJ don't quit.
We had a good time.
And don't let there be beer in that place. Because
listen, so the next day I went and pulled Jerry and got throttled.
You did.
It was like, well, okay, that's too much.
Phil Woody says, never seen King of the Table have a table riser. Get on to them. They do have a riser, because we've had girls there before that had
I'm sure that Gabby pulled Sarah there, so I'm sure they do. I think they have the table that actually has the riser on it.
So the jury says RVJ has been getting better with the strap. The jury says Hulk might win 2 rounds and then gas out, but the real Skews does not think Auden has the strength.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We don't. That's the whole reason we set these matches. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think I'm strong.
You are strong.
We're gonna find out in 5 weeks if I'm.
By every test in the gym, you are strong.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so if you go by the arm wrestling specific exercises,
You're strong.
strong servant.
But you're not as strong as you have been on traditional
lifts.
lifts.
Right. And even curling. Like we did that high volume set with her 200 pounds, and I do 20 something reps, 25 reps, I don't know. I remember back in the day, in like 2007, when I benched the 520, I remember grabbing like 300 something pounds and reverse curling it for a set at 8 or 10. I just did stupid shit back then. Like, hand and wrist weak as shit, but my arm was so strong it was ridiculous. I mean, it didn't matter what I could do in the gym if I couldn't translate the power to the table. Now I think I know how to translate the power to the table because my hand and wrist are strong enough. I just need to, if I can get that power back, that'd be great.
Hey, Henry. Henry is on. He says, hello, Rebecca and Mike.
What's up, dude?
He thinks that Auden is too long for the Hulk. We were just discussing that, I guess, if you've been on for much time at all. So Henry has got a new YouTube channel, and I was blessed to be able to be his either his first or one of his first interviews last night about basically what it's like being me at these arm wrestling things.
Right.
The Drew 24 MMT is best arm wrestling skill and strength now. Yes, because all of these things, when you say that you're the strongest you've ever been at them, you never did them.
Well, exactly.
I
mean, I never did any of this stuff. In that 2011, 2014, when I didn't lose a single round, I did none of this.
Right.
So would the me today beat the best form of me that I've ever been previous?
You answer that.
I don't know. I mean, I think so. I don't know. Maybe I don't think so. I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
The you previous
The me that
did not have to
the me
arm
that beat
wrestle.
Pushcar 6-0
Did not have to arm wrestle under the same
Rule
sets that you're arm
Yeah.
wrestling under now. So if the you this is so funny. If the you previous had to arm wrestle under this set now, how would you fare against that guy? I think you're more versatile.
Well, because I have a better range of motion in my arm now.
And you've had to adapt.
Right.
You know?
I don't know.
All right. So there you go. The Drew says, I think this MMT beats the previous versions. Overall, at least. Can't wait for Brian Shaw to go pro and also for his match against Eddie. We were talking about that earlier. I'm pretty sure that is going to sell a ton of pay-per-views, which is exactly why it's there. Right? All right. So what other matches are there?
Sergey Kalinchenko versus Gurdetchev. I mean, it's Svetkov.
Yeah, Yorgi. So I think that Yorgi's going to be too big.
I think so. Kalinchenko's impressive, though. I like his training. He's disciplined.
He is bigger than I've seen him, though, Kalinchenko.
Yeah, I mean, it's still... Svetkov's a bad dude.
He is.
I mean, Kalinchenko's a bad dude. Svetkov has had a more impressive career than Kalinchenko up to this point. That's why you would assume he's the favorite, in my opinion. You know, he has had bigger wins. But Kalinchenko maybe he has something to prove, and maybe he's been training real hard and he's ready to show out.
Okay, so this is a XAYC says, you saw that Kalina has a massive arm length advantage. So
I didn't see it.
With Yorgi's style, let's say that there is a difference, that there's a leverage difference.
Mm-hmm.
With Yorgi's style, does that really fall into it too much?
So normally Yorgi doesn't get top rolled.
Right.
Now he got top rolled by Gurdetchev, but
He did not get top rolled by Devin, who has a long lever.
yeah, he was injured obviously with his leg, so we don't know what level he was able to his output was, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it plays a big role, honestly.
Right.
I mean, leverage matters, but I don't know.
Okay. Henry says they looked about the same to me.
What do you got?
We are going to go ahead and put you in timeout, you bad little boy. All right. So that was a shadow of Georgie in his last match.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. So I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I agree. So Corey and Kamil. I don't think Camille's on anymore. What do you think?
I don't think Corey can get. I don't think he gets stuck underneath the shoulder and win. If he tries to catch him, I think he's in trouble.
Is that his game plan?
No, it's not his game plan.
To catch?
No, it's not.
He's going to
game plan.
have to
Well,
fire
he
off
has
on
to.
him.
He has to be offensive, and he has to go over the top of his hand. But he does have a king's move now in his left arm ever since he tore his bicep against Dave, and he's really, really strong.
He is really strong.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. If the Corey that showed up here that pulled Cody Merritt with the same aggression that he showed up East versus West pulling Travis, if that guy is there tomorrow,
He's set.
he's good.
He's good.
He's dangerous, dude.
Yeah, so somebody clip this and send it to Corey. Corey, show up with your aggression, please, sir. We know you're strong enough.
Yeah.
False start. You got 3. Do it. you know. But yeah, so you got to go quick, sir. So Michael, how where are we at? How big do you think the gap is between second ranked and Levon now compared to days of Prime Pushkar, Saplinkoff, and Chafee? Oh, they were much closer ranked then, don't you think? Is it as significant as we all make it up to be?
So here's the deal. I think the overall level, which is the highest peak is Levon, is marginally higher than what it was when it was Prime Saplinkoff and Prime Pushkar.
Me too.
I just think the people that are right below that, there's way deeper than it's ever been.
Way.
Like there used to be about 5 or 6 guys on any given day might be the guy.
And now
right?
there might be 15.
Well, no, there's Levon, and then there's everyone else.
That's what I mean.
But even then, I don't think like you heard Ingen a couple events back go around at the dinner and ask everybody Prime So-So versus Prime So-So about Pro So, and it ended up being either Pushkar versus Levon or Saplinkoff versus Levon. The majority of people picked Levon. Handful of people picked Saplinkoff. 1 or 2 people picked Pushkar, right? I don't think Levon is levels higher than Prime Saplinkoff or Prime Pushkar, but it might be percentages, you know.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes 3% makes it look levels.
Yeah. So, but I do think the depth in all of arm wrestling, not just the super heavyweights, is way deeper than it's ever been in the history of arm wrestling. So, like when Kamil was saying at East vs. West, there's a new level of arm wrestling, and he was going to show me what that new level was. I've been at this a long time, you know, and I've been at the highest level, and I beat the highest level. So that's why I don't think Levon's out of reach, although a lot of people do. Plus, I do feel that God's working through me for this particular path. I mean, and it's not that, you know, I'm favored in some way. I just feel like he found me as a vessel that he can work through. That's what I truly believe. Like I said, I don't think it's anything that I did. I just think I'm in a position to, you know, show the world that with God all things are possible. That's what I think.
The Drew says, MMT, your press is really fast too. Did you practice those with Corey?
We did not practice at all, hardly.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have
Yeah, I mean,
been pressing Corey.
trying
to.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, we don't even practice pressing in practice. Right. I practice everything else. If I go to, if it's I have to ready go to do a press, you know, and that means we have to do ready goes. We don't do a lot of ready goes left-handed. We just don't. We really did. We have not had a lot of this prep for me. Have really had very little table time.
Well, we didn't want you to have table time
Well,
because you know how to arm wrestle.
Exactly, and it's not like Corey doesn't know what he needs to do, and I wasn't going to be able to mimic. Regardless of how fast my press is, I'm not going to be able to mimic Kamil's press.
Right.
Because Kamil's static pressure, I loose load. My left hand is completely loose loaded when I press. Kamil is locked in before he presses, like because he holds that much static weight.
Right.
I was never going to be able to mimic it, and it was just going to get one of us hurt, so it didn't make sense.
Right.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people think practice sparring is the best way to prep for opponents. And,
Probably not at the elite level, though.
well, and it might be for some. I don't care how they're going to arm wrestle. And I don't know how Corey feels. But I don't care how my opponent is going to arm wrestle. I care that I do what I do better than they do what they do. So I'm not, okay, this guy's going to press, so I'm going to do this. This guy's going to hook, so I'm going to do this. I'm like, I'm going to do this, and they're going to try to stop me from doing that.
But yet,
stop me.
you did approach it that way with Lars,
Lars
and with Kamil.
No, well, I mean, I was going to. I didn't approach it that way with Kamil. I was just like, I think I can match him in center table pressing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going backwards.
Because you went into a different game plan with each of those opponents. So in essence, you did change how you were going to arm wrestle for that opponent.
Well, I changed how my primary move one round. And it actually wasn't one round because I still won with back pressure in round one. I just tried something different. He false started. I'm like, okay, I'm not going there. I have a safer, easier path to go this way. So I went back to everything I've been training with formation engage back pressure, right? Lars, fortunately, I didn't have to do any of those things because I was strong enough in the other areas to where I didn't have to do that. I could just fast hit, I could press, I could do whatever I wanted pretty much. And those are all lanes that potentially are available. And it's not that I won't try those lanes out if the opportunity presents itself. It's just very few people can out back pressure me, especially in the strap. So now the key to that, let's just say from that perspective, and I say very few people can out back pressure me. If my back pressure is as strong as Levon's, which it's not right now, but if it was, what else do I need to be able to win the match? Well, if my back pressure is as strong as his, but his pronation is better than mine and his cup is better than mine, then it doesn't matter how strong my back pressure is because my hand didn't hold up. But my back pressure is as strong as his and my pronation is strong enough to negate his cup, now he's in trouble, right? So those are the areas I have to work. I do want, when I say, even if it is equal to, I still want more. Like I told this in a previous podcast or something we did, I will never say I'm strong enough. I will always say I need to be stronger moving forward. Because no matter what new PR I hit or what world record pronation I hit or whatever, I'm still going to say I need to do more. Because like we saw Levon do a 176 pronation when getting ready to pull Devin without even training it. So even if I do hit a 195 or higher pronation going into Gennady, who's to say Levon couldn't do it? You know what I mean?
Right.
So if the goal is always overall number one in the world, I always have to keep getting stronger. It's just on the road there, I have these tests. The first one being Gennady. Well, the next one being Gennady. You know what I mean? I don't know how we got there. But
So Phil Woody gifted someone else with a Monster Michael Todd membership. Thank you so much for doing that, Phil. And I am so bad because I've got so much stuff for our members.
oh, we just hadn't put the effort out yet.
I just have to put it together. But you know what? I'm going to on the flights.
Okay, yeah.
So when we land in Honduras, I can
Right.
put some stuff out for the members. Because I do have some things that, we want to be sure that you're really in there with us before I show it to you. So because it gets quite personal at some points, you know?
Yeah. So so I still have to train today. We still have some errands to do. I still have to shoot a video. But I've already done all my arm wrestling lifts today.
Okay.
We did those earlier. Now I have a shoulder workout plus wrist rolls, rice bucket pronation.
Okay. All right. We still have to talk about Devin versus Leonidas.
Oh, no, I wasn't done yet. I was just saying things I still have to do. Like I was making a mental list verbally.
Oh, for you guys.
Yeah, so now y'all know what I got to do.
Trapper Saltzman says, dang it, I need like 24 hours notice when you're going live. Just jumped on
Actually,
and missed
this
everything.
one I think she did put out yesterday.
I did.
I think she actually did put this one out
I
yesterday.
did. I put it out yesterday. About this time.
Because we thought about doing it last night. We're like,
Yeah.
I think we're going to just take a break.
Yeah.
And we almost did it today.
Yeah, and John Height says, I'm tempted to say that the way you stopped Kamil in his press might be enough to stop Levon, but obviously don't get complacent. Nobody knows.
So 100%. We
Nobody
don't.
knows.
We don't. So, and here's one. I'm going to give you guys one that's going to probably piss a lot of people off. What if...
Let's not piss people off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, this might be contracting opinions. Just because Levon pressed Devin once Devin stopped the match does not mean Levon has the strongest press in the world. It just means he
Can press Devin.
found an opportunity to apply the pressure that was enough to put Devin in a position where he had to foul. Because did he pin him or did Devin foul? Kingsley.
I can't remember.
So he doesn't make. It's just.
I think Levon went across center and Devin.
But the opinion is,
Kingsley foul.
Levon's got the strongest press. No, he just pressed Devin when he was completely in an open top rope position, right? Like there was no counter for Devin to apply once he got completely stretched out, like he was no shoulder. There's nothing, right? So
There was no further move.
no, he was fully extended, and then
full extension of the desperation move.
Levon made the right adjustment and just pressed through him or pressed into him until the match was stopped. I mean, Kamil may have a stronger press. Jerry Carteret may have a stronger press. But I say these things to say, even if he doesn't have a stronger press than these guys, doesn't mean he's vulnerable to a press. You know what I mean? People think, oh, well, Hermes, look at this position. Yeah, you freeze a video in a position where it looks like Hermes has started with a press. And now because Jerry presses, Jerry's got to, no.
He did not start with a press.
You have to match this dude this way. You have to compromise something. There has to be a link in the chain that has been compromised before you can come into the press, in my opinion. Now, Jerry might prove me wrong, but I genuinely fear for the safety of Jerry's arm in this match. If Jerry's going to commit directly towards Levon, and you got the strongest hand that's ever arm wrestled, and he's going to come this way with him, right? I feel like Jerry's going to hit right into this and just come straight this way as his shoulder's going here. So it's a very scary. I mean, you got to be fully committed. But Kamil
you keep that juju to yourself.
Kamil would do the same thing. Kamil would go straight at him. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy because
it's playing chicken.
You have to. I mean, I just don't think you can press him. I think you can hit a wall, right? And you see previous matches from WAFs and EAFs where Gennady presses him or something. But these are wars. Once the match has stopped, he gets. I mean, I don't know, man.
You're nervous about it. You're genuinely nervous about it.
It's something that, I mean, if Jerry can pull it off, like you were asked, well, you know, if Jerry beats Levon, what if I ultimately pull Jerry for the overall number one in the world? Well, in my opinion, that is a much easier match than it would be if I have to beat Levon, even if Jerry can pull off the win, because I have so much experience with Jerry. You know what I mean? But I truly, in my heart, believe that when I get the shot, Levon will still be the guy. I think he'll still be the unbeaten champ. And that's
our cat over there staring into the light. Don't look into the light. Yeah.
He is cute though, right? But yeah, I mean, a lot of things coming up right now in arm wrestling. This weekend's going to be exciting. East versus West in 5 weeks is going to be exciting. King of the Table, North America. I mean, now we have Brian Shaw versus Eddie Hall. And then, you know, you heard England announce East versus West 16 will also be in North America again. And that's where I would most likely be pulling Hermes or something, as long as I'm still winning. But yeah, so Devin versus Leonidas, left-handed.
Yeah, let me look at this first. I'd say his arm can handle the pressure after watching the Georgie Jerry match. There's not even close to the same thing.
Two completely different.
That's not even close to the same thing.
It's easy to. I don't know, man. It's just I've been around this so long, and it's hard to compare. Like, okay, let's put this. So remember when Jerry went to Zloty?
Zloty?
Yeah, and he was like he thought he was gonna go there and win, and
it didn't work out.
Yeah, because even that level, the Andrei Pushkar level, the Denison Plinkoff level. Have you ever seen the Denison Plinkoff Jerry match? Oh, it's really bad. No. You know what I'm saying? And I think Pushkar would have done the same thing. So when I'm saying the level that is Levon, the same thing happened when Dennis pulled him, right? It's just stylistically
a nightmare.
I mean, it's a great move if you don't know how to pull it. If you don't know how to counter,
and Kardashian clearly did not know how to pull it.
He went the wrong way. I don't know, man. But comparing Yorgi and Jerry's match, saying his arm would hold up to that,
completely
it would hold
different.
up to Levon. I mean, I'm more looking at Hermes versus Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, now Jerry had the flu, whatever the reasons might have been there, but yeah, I don't know. That's exciting either way. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I just want to keep training and stay injury free and get back to eating. Like, I'm not eating enough right now.
Nope, but you're gonna be better. So yes, Devin and Leonidas.
I think Devin can do whatever he wants, you know, but he may lose one. He may lose a round or two, not realizing how strong Leonidas is. But what are the chances of him losing 4 rounds?
Slim.
I mean,
to none.
Now, is it a shutout stakes? If it's a shutout stakes, And then it gets interesting.
Well, let's.
And I like Leonidas. He's a good kid. But, Devin's saying he's going to destroy him, and I think Devin can do pretty much what he wants. Whether he is strong enough right now to just run him over, I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but he can definitely.
Holy crap! They just announced this match, and the blocks for Morozov and Kamil have already been sold out.
Oh wow!
Wow, that was fast. That was just yesterday, right?
Right. Yeah.
It is a shutout stake for our boy, Corey.
Corey only has to win one.
Uh-huh.
Corey won't be satisfied with that though.
Shutout stake for Rob Vigen's match against Rob. Yes, it is a shutout stake. So Leonidas only has to win
Then I don't think he's
one round in the first 4.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to.
He won't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Devin would do that if it's a shutout stakes.
He can't play with it because that would look really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think Devin's going to beat him 4-0 then. It might be 4-2. He might mess around there at the end, but it also could be 6-0,
Yeah. Okay. Good luck with Gennady, Michael, is what someone says.
Thank you very much.
Just saw Leonidas mugged Devin on the gripper.
They made him do these grip things.
Yeah, RVJ declined.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, it's not long enough till the match.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that right now. And you would be the same.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'll do whatever you want left-handed, but you're not touching this right hand.
But I mean, even Devin and I both don't really have that squeezing style of strength, more of a clamping. And Devin even says that he doesn't hold on to anything. But he still does cupping, and Devin's going to have a good clamping hand. But squeezing hand has not really ever been my forte. I don't think Devin really specializes in that either.
Yeah, so Corey said that he's weighing 404. And what does Kamil weigh?
He did a fast and he got light, and I think he's back to, roughly 300.
Okay. So, where'd that go? Where'd it go? Oh, thank you so much, Phil. Phil says, can't wait to see you guys at East versus West 15. I will bring gifts. Monster, this is the calm before the storm. Enjoy a few days rest, then bring that rain. Hashtag reckoning. Thank you so much, Phil. You are always in there with the right words. I saw something else I wanted to read, and they're not popping up there like I want. Honestly, believe this will be the first time both Lorats lose. Trust me, I don't want to see it. I don't think that they're going to lose. I think they're both going to win.
I mean, I honestly don't know what's going to happen with Auden, but I just can't see Devin having a shutout stakes and even giving up a round in the first 4.
Yeah, I think.
I didn't know it shutout stakes. I mean, I would have said he might lose 1 or 2 and then come back, but. Excuse me, since it's shutout stakes, I can't see that happening.
So, since everybody's on the topic and you've talked about what you think would happen.
We have 5 minutes because I got to eat and walk and then film.
I've got stuff to do too.
Okay.
What you think, what you're afraid of happening with Jerry and Levon.
Right.
And that's not until
December 14th.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff happening before then.
We got 11 weeks. 11 weeks.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of matches happening in November.
Tons of matches.
Before that.
Yep.
Should you be incorrect, and he is the answer for Levon, do you still want a crack at Levon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
because he's that mythical creature, right?
Right. He's still the one that I think I have the potential of beating.
Right.
And like I said, I may have never been a strength high enough to beat him yet, but I think that strength is within me. I think I can get there. And who knows? I mean, there might have been a time, but I just got to keep working and keep, just believing that it's possible. But if Jerry beats him, then what I have. I got, let's say I beat Gennady, then I beat Hermes. Do I immediately get the shot at Jerry, or do I have to pull Levon before I pull Jerry? Would I pull Gennady, then Hermes, then Jerry, and then defend the title against Levon? I mean, you never know which one to be first, right? It'd have to be.
I like that much better. Yeah. I mean, I like that better than having to go against Levon before Jerry,
right?
So anyhow.
Yeah, I don't know. He is a lot.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to wind this up. And do not forget, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is the kickoff.
King of the Table.
Yes, it's the first Ready Go King of the Table. And it is going to be exciting times. Exciting times.
So I'm debating whether I'll be watching it upstairs with me and you watch it upstairs, or I'm down here in the gym training while I'm watching it, you know?
Yeah.
Because it does get you hyped up, you know?
Yeah.
I might hit a pretty good, pronation lift if I'm out here watching that, like hold off until then. I don't know.
Yeah. So Choke on Wax, thank you so much for the super chat, says, Jerry comes back and wins one match and gets live on. It's crazy. He doesn't have to arm wrestle too much, does he?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
He doesn't.
Yeah, so his last match was prior to Gerdetcha. He lost to Hermes, beat Gerdetcha, then gets to pull it on. Right, that's pretty easy.
Why is my stuff not working? It's just getting hot. Okay. How many times a day should we do the pronation lift to be effective?
So seriously, I do it once a day, like I did yesterday. So because I missed Wednesday, I went ahead and did the 178 yesterday morning and the 178.75 yesterday evening. Probably shouldn't have, but I did because I was trying to because I had to reset my programming because of the 7 days I was off and then this 3 days I'm missing. So because I had to reset it, I didn't want to have to reset it again because I took a day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get both days in, and I did. Now we're hoping that I successfully hit tomorrow's lift, because then, like I said, I got 3 days off. So if I hit tomorrow's lift, I'm perfect for coming in here Wednesday and hitting them again. So hopefully I hit tomorrow's lift, and then, like I said, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll come back on Wednesday, hit it again on Thursday, hit a new lift on Thursday. So what will be my record? My best is 181.5. So tomorrow, so on Thursday would be a new PR for me next week. Next Thursday would be a new PR, and then I'll pick up Lars that evening, and then Lars will be here, and each day would be a PR, And currently, I think Pablo's 84, so there's a chance I could, before Lars goes home, I could have the new world record on it,
All right, so we're going to read this last. Michael, do you think there's any possibility Zarnov hooks Laletin? If not, do you see any way he can beat him?
I don't think he can hook him, no, but I do think he might slip, strap, and just overpronate top row with him, catch him in a kind of bent wrist back pressure position, and then shove sideways until he gets his shoulder. I don't know. I think there's a chance. Yeah, Zornov's impressive.
All right, guys. So if you are just hopping on, we're actually winding up, but you can go back and watch it from the beginning because we talk about the substitution of Kamil in for Gerdetcha versus Morozov and what that actually means to Michael and the whole landscape of super heavyweight right arm wrestling rankings, on the world and Engen's rankings, right? East versus West rankings. And then we chatted some other stuff, training with Michael, and then we got into the other big matches on King of the Table 12. Super exciting stuff, and we're ready to sign off because we are leaving tomorrow. We are headed to Honduras for a few days, and then we're going to come back, and I've got to clean it. I got a lot of garden cleanup I got to do. Right. I got to go hang some drooping vines and stuff,
There you go. I gotta eat.
It's fall and my garden doesn't know it. Okay,
I just gotta eat.
Huh?
I gotta keep eating.
Yeah, well, I made all your food, so you're good.
You made me this meal and then another meal, and I'm probably gonna need another meal. You're a good wife, you know that.
I think you need eggs.
I was thinking the same thing.
Eggs.
Yep.
Eggs is for dinner.
Eggs for dinner.
There you go.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always,
Misha, say bye.
Be sure you
say
hit
bye,
that
Misha.
like
Bye-bye.
on the way out. Be sure that you subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you get all the notifications. If you're on Facebook, be sure that you hit follow and share with your friends. Talk to you later. Guys.